Por favor, levante la mano derecha y repita después de mí. Yo, Joseph Robinette Biden, hijo, juro solemnemente. Yo, Joseph Robinette Biden, hijo, juro solemnemente que ejecutaré fielmente el cargo de presidente de Estados Unidos, y hasta el límite de mi capacidad, preservaré, protegeré y defenderé la Constitución de los Estados Unidos, y que Dios me ayude. Felicitaciones, señor presidente.
Trump voltou a elevar o tom nesta quinta-feira contra a China e contra o candidato democrata nas eleições presidenciais de 3 de novembro. O presidente americano acusou Joe Biden de ser contra Deus. Biden, que recentemente falou sobre sua fé, pode se tornar o segundo presidente católico da história dos Estados Unidos após John F. Kennedy. Biden vai fazer coisas que ninguém nunca pensou ser possível. Isso porque ele segue a agenda radical da esquerda, que manda acabar com as armas, destruir a segunda emenda, terminar com as religiões, ferir a Bíblia e Deus. Biden é contra Deus. Ele é contra a energia, nosso tipo de energia.
He's against God, he's against guns, he's against energy, our kind of energy.
Em discurso em Cleveland, no estado de Ohio, Trump mais uma vez culpou a China pela tragédia do novo coronavírus.
From the greatest economy in the history of the world.
Construímos a maior. economia da história do mundo, muito melhor que qualquer outra.
Got a lot of thanks to give out here. First and foremost to my perfect wife.
Can I just alone?
We met before. It's hard to forget those eyes.
Oh, wait, no, come on.
Okay. Alright, so we'll five.
Right over here. There you go. You can put it away. That was wonderful, my mom.
1 minute, Angel. Do you want to hold it? Here, lollipop. It's going to clean
Got us all?
Just look at the camera. And
Okay.
Keep going. We're going to stand right next to me. And then we're going to have...
There you go.
Got it? Okay.
And the people in the back, you can spread out a little bit.
No, not smile. No, thank you. Hey, Angel, how old are you? 12 and 3. Oh, man. You know, you guys, you got a hard time. All right, sister. I like kids better.
Yeah.
Grandpa's one of those guys.
That's nice.
No, I'm not saying. He knows. Do you know what my dad used to say? Granddaughters have one important job.
Durante o debate, o candidato Joe Biden chegou a ameaçar o Brasil com sanções econômicas por causa do desmatamento na Amazônia. O presidente Bolsonaro reagiu. No debate, Biden afirmou que poderia disponibilizar 20 bilhões de dólares, o equivalente a 113 bilhões de reais, para a proteção da Amazônia, mas concluiu o raciocínio com uma ameaça. Parem de destruir a floresta e, se não pararem, então enfrentarão consequências econômicas significativas. Pelas redes sociais, Bolsonaro respondeu que a soberania brasileira é inegociável. Disse também que seu governo realiza ações sem precedentes para proteger a Amazônia e que a cooperação dos Estados Unidos é bem-vinda, como tem conversado com o presidente Trump. Mas afirmou que a cobiça de alguns países sobre a floresta é uma realidade. Bolsonaro chamou a declaração de desastrosa e gratuita e concluiu: lamentável, senhor Joe Biden. Sob todos os aspectos, lamentável.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
O ex-vice-presidente americano e possível candidato democrata à presidência, Joe Biden, foi acusado de assédio sexual. Em entrevista ao jornal The Washington Post, Tara Reid, ex-funcionária do Capitólio americano, afirmou que foi empurrada contra uma parede e tocada por Joe Biden. O suposto crime teria ocorrido em 1993, época em que Biden era senador. No ano passado, o político americano já havia sido denunciado por outras ex-funcionárias por comportamentos considerados inadequados. A equipe de campanha do ex-vice-presidente de Barack Obama negou as acusações. Joe Biden, que hoje recebeu o apoio de Bernie Sanders para a corrida presidencial, deverá ser indicado pelo Partido Democrata para enfrentar Donald Trump.
There's absolutely nothing weird about sitting a 7-year-old boy on your lap and inviting him to smooth down your leg hair and then watching it rise again. I believe, in fact, that 7-year-old boy was the...
So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
It's really kind of hard to know what to add to that, so we're just going to keep moving on. I don't want to focus on that too much because it's spine-tingling in a way.
This dude is the front runner for the Democrat nomination.
And they cut to the President of the United States.
This is the most consequential, not because I'm running, but because who I'm running against. This is the most consequential election in a long, long, long time. And the character of the country, in my view, is literally on the ballot. What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of George is going to find ourselves in a position where, if Trump gets elected, we're going to be in a different world.
Doesn't it look like she's almost grinding her teeth? Like she wants to jump in? Didn't you notice that, Mr. Producer? Like, oh my God, he screwed this up. George, and then he tries to recover with his Trump. It's not funny. This goes on and on and on. And look what the media have done. They've made this sort of a regular event. It's something to be dismissed and ignored. He does it again when he brags about the kind of organization he has for this campaign. Let's take a look at this. It's really bizarre. Go.
We're in a situation where we have put together, and you guys did it for our administration, the President Obama's administration before this. We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
So we put together the most extensive voter fraud organization in history. Now that's an incredibly stupid thing to say. Does he mean it? Of course he doesn't mean it. That's what comes out of his mouth. He's having trouble. He's grasping for words. He's grasping for thoughts. He loses his trend of thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, that is an absolute telltale sign of early stages of dementia or even Alzheimer's. He's losing his place. And so it's not like he's making gaffes because he's a silly person. He's making gaffes because he's an ill person. I don't make fun of the fact that he's an ill person. I don't make fun of the fact that he has some form of dementia. I am furious with his wife, I am furious with his family, and I'm furious with the Democrat Party and the media who cover this up. They know damn well what kind of candidate he is, that he's incapable of serving as president. And for the radical left within the Democrat Party and the media, one and the same, truly, one and the same, they view him as a plaything. They're going to defend him, they're going to protect him, they want to install him, and then they want to remove him. Kamala Harris, the 25th Amendment, it's all lined up because he's not going to be capable of being president of the United States. He's barely capable of being a candidate. That's why he's in the basement. That's why he gets angry when you ask him about Hunter Biden. Another telltale sign. As a 47-year politician, he should be very polished about answering a question like that and blowing it off, but he's not. He's not, so he's being protected by the very people who know exactly what he's going through. And you almost feel sorry for him as a human being, not as a candidate. He needs to be crushed, and they need to be crushed. But he's being used. And what his wife should have told him, and what the party should have told him when he decided to run is, no, Joe, you're not up to it. We're not going to allow it. But instead, he was the horse that they decided to run in order to defeat the radicals initially, because they didn't think they could get elected, to try and get power through Joe and then effectively remove him under the 25th Amendment or some other scheme. Because I'm telling you right now, it's going to get very, very ugly. The policies are going to be extraordinarily extreme. They're going to be anti-constitutional. And the man in the Oval Office is going to be mentally handicapped in the city.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.